how would you describe Sacred Himalayan 2026 in few sentences to our listeners?
Above all, it's an experience. It's not simply something to go and to watch and to listen passively, but to experience something. And the idea actually comes even from science that the observed and the observer are essentially the same.
Right.
So that there is always a connection. In fact, I would like to add too that in this festival we have a very great scientist, Dr. Arjun Acharya, who will be speaking about the impact of vibrations and overtones, which maybe I can talk a bit more later about.
Sure.
And its impact on the brain and the full body, the complete body. In fact, I think we're experiencing something today in which the forefront of science, especially in quantum mechanics and astrophysics and biomechanics, but in medicine and neurology, we're finding a meeting place that is bridging a gap with ancient spiritual traditions.
Welcome back after that break. यहाँहरूलाई पुनः स्वागत छ श्रोता तथा दर्शक यो कार्यक्रम आहा शुभ प्रभातमा र मैले यहाँहरूलाई यो सेकेन्ड हाफमा स्वागत गर्दाखेरि फर्स्ट हाफमा जानकारी दिइसकेको छु कि आज हामी विशेष कुराकानी गर्नेछौँ। विशेष अतिथिहरू आज हाम्रो स्टुडियोमा हुनुहुन्छ भनेर विराजमान भइसक्नु भएको छ। यहाँले हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ आज दुईजना अतिथिलाई मैले लिएर आएको छु। कार्यक्रमका साथमा उपस्थित छु म यहाँहरूकै रेगुलर होस्ट हेमसुवेदी। कार्यक्रम सुन्दै हुनुहुन्छ आहा शुभ प्रभात, गोइङ स्ट्रङली अ कम्प्लिट मर्निङ रेडियो शो। र अवश्य पनि यो कार्यक्रम यहाँले रेडियो आहा 104.5 मेगाहर्जको तरङ्गमा आवाज हाम्रो अल अडियो हियर अवसम सम्पूर्ण स्वर सङ्गीत सुर लय र तालमा भन्ने नाराका साथमा काठमाडौँ उपत्यका र यस वरपरका थुप्रै क्षेत्रहरूमा टेरेस्ट्रियल माध्यमबाट radioaha.com लगइन गरेर संसारभरि नै अनलाइन भिडियोको रूपमा इन्टरनेट मार्फत हाम्रो वेबसाइट मार्फत त्यस्तै हाम्रो पात्रो एपबाट पनि यहाँले यसलाई इन्जोय गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो टिकटक च्यानलबाट पनि यहाँले लाइभ हेरिरहनु भएको छ र साथै हाम्रो फेसबुक पेजबाट अफिसियली फेसबुक पेजबाट पनि यहाँले एकदमै लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ, सुन्दै हुनुहुन्छ, प्रतिक्रिया पनि दिन सक्नुहुन्छ कार्यक्रमको अवधिमा। किनभने आज निकै महत्त्वपूर्ण कार्यक्रम हामीले लिएर आएका छौँ र यो कार्यक्रमको बारेमा जानकारी पनि यहाँलाई थुप्रै हुनेछ र साथै हाम्रो युट्युब च्यानल रेडियो आहा 104.5 मेगाहर्जमा पनि यसको एपिसोडलाई इन्जोय गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। आज हामीसँग विश्व प्रसिद्ध दुईजना व्यक्तित्वहरू हुनुहुन्छ र यो भने जानकारी हामीले दिनैपर्ने हुन्छ कि यो युनिभर्स अफ साउन्ड स्याक्रेड हिमालयस 2026 यो 9 to 10 मेमा हुन गइरहेको छ। वैशाखको यो अब आउने 26 र 27 गते हुन गइरहेको छ र यो 9:30 बजेदेखि 5:30 बजेसम्मको एउटा ठुलो वर्कसप हो र विशेष गरी यो दूषित प्रिन्सेस जुन लाजिमपाट काठमाडौँमा रहेको छ त्यहाँ यो कार्यक्रम हुन गइरहेको छ। यदि यहाँहरू एउटा स्पिरिचुअल म्युजिकको खोजीमा हुनुहुन्छ भनेदेखि त्यहाँ जान सक्नुहुन्छ यहाँहरूले। र यी दुईजना अतिथि जो हुनुहुन्छ विशेष पाहुना, अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय रूपमा ख्यातिप्राप्त पाहुनाहरू, उहाँहरूको म्युजिकलाई यहाँहरूले इन्जोय गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। र अफकोर्स अब थुप्रै कुराहरू छन्, उहाँहरूसँग म जानकारी लिनेछु। अब मैले जानकारी दिनुपर्ने हुन्छ डाक्टर जोन सापले पनि हामीसँग हुनुहुन्छ र त्यस्तै गरी अर्का एकजना व्यक्तित्व पनि हुनुहुन्छ काइलिन योङ जो भनौँ न काई भनेर पनि चिनिनुहुन्छ, भयोलिनिस्ट, कम्पोजर, कल्चरल ब्रिज बिल्डर पनि हुनुहुन्छ। र अब डाक्टर जोन सापले त विश्व प्रसिद्ध व्यक्तित्व भइहाल्नु भयो, उहाँको बारेमा त हामीले बारम्बार पनि यहाँहरूलाई अवगत पनि गराउँदै आएका छौँ। डाक्टर जोन सापले को बारेमा मैले छोटो मिठो भन्नुपर्दाखेरि उहाँले इन्टरनेसनल कम्पोजर, पियानिस्ट, एजुकेटर हुनुहुन्छ। They trained in Europe and USA, a doctorate from Boston University, worked with orchestras like Singapore Symphony Orchestra, deeply connected with Nepal through Kathmandu Youth Orchestra collaboration since 2018 यो काठमाडौँमा युथ अर्केस्ट्राको जुन एउटा छ यसमा ठुलो कन्ट्रिब्युसन उहाँले दिनुभएको छ ब्रिजिङ वेस्टर्न क्लासिकल म्युजिक विथ एजियन ट्रेडिसन्स उहाँको विशेषता पनि रहेको छ। अब त्यस्तै मैले जानकारी दिनुपर्दाखेरि हामीसँग जो अर्का अतिथि पनि हुनुहुन्छ उहाँको बारेमा पनि मैले भन्नुपर्ने हुन्छ। उहाँसँग दुवैजनासँग कुराकानी रोचक त गर्नेछु। जो काईको बारेमा मैले जानकारी दिएँ र काईको बारेमा अझै भन्नुपर्दाखेरि उहाँ नोन एज फिडलर फर पिस काइलिन योङ इज अ सिङ्गापुरियन multidisciplinary musician whose work advocate for cultural, spiritual and environmental harmony, a recipient of the Daniel Pearl Memorial. Violin 2004, Kailin has spent decades building musical bridges across cultures. After 20 years in Europe and US, he returned to Singapore in 2013 and has since collaborated with leading theatre, dance and orchestral companies, including the Singapore Symphony Orchestra. He is the founding member of several pan-cultural ensembles and is known for music that honors global folk traditions while calling for peace and planetary healing and more harmonious camping earth. So अब आज मैले भन्नै पर्दैन दुईजना यस्ता विशिष्ट अतिथिहरूलाई निम्त्याउन पाउँदाखेरि म निकै नै प्रसन्न भइरहेको छु। अब यो प्रोग्रामको बारेमा मैले छोटो भन्नुपर्दाखेरि युनिभर्स अफ साउन्ड साकर हिमालय 2026 is not just a music festival, it's a multi-dimensional healing and cultural experience. Well, happening in Dushit Princess Kathmandu on May 9 to 10, मैले भनिहालेँ 2026, a festival brings together Himalayan sacred sound traditions, singing, balls, chanting, sarangi, bansuri, as well as movement and ritual practices, Kumari dance, and somatic movements, scientific and philosophical dialogue on sounds and consciousness, a grand orchestral finale with the Kathmandu Youth Orchestra. Sound is not just music, it's healing, meditation and transformation, we believe. This festival tries to bridge traditional and modern music, science and spirituality, Nepal and the global arts world. So opening with Himalayan singing balls and gongs will be there, and sacred chanting and breathe-based healing, as well as Kumari dance, ritual performance, panel discussions, sound, science and consciousness, finale concert, waves of love, and it is designed as a lived experience, not just a performance. So we have two guests over here, Dr. Joan Saple and of course Kailin Yong. So first of all, I would like to welcome both of you in this program.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Namaste.
And once again, it's very pleasure to meet you, Joan Saple. Last time we meet in your concert as well. I was the host there.
That's right.
And very happy you were on my radio, Radio Aaha 104.5 megahertz. So this is a very pleasant moment for me.
For me too.
So let's head on because we have a very limited time over here. And I have already mentioned about the program over here, but I would like to start up from the question that how would you describe Sacred Himalayan 2026 in few sentences to our listeners?
Above all, it's an experience. It's not simply something to go and to watch and to listen passively, but to experience something. And the idea actually comes even from science that the observed and the observer are essentially the same.
Right.
So that there is always a connection. In fact, I would like to add too that in this festival we have a very great scientist, Dr. Arjun Acharya, who will be speaking about the impact of vibrations and overtones, which maybe I can talk a bit more later about.
Sure.
And its impact on the brain and the full body, the complete body. In fact, I think we're experiencing something today in which the forefront of science, especially in quantum mechanics and astrophysics and biomechanics, but in medicine and neurology, we're finding a meeting place that is bridging a gap with ancient spiritual traditions then. And I think it's an extremely exciting merger and a time to be alive and to witness this merger. So this festival also celebrates in some ways this merger then.
Great. And I would like to introduce your book as well. You have published a book over here.
Yes.
And I would like to announce it earlier on time because We Are Music. This is the
Yes,
the
it
book.
is.
I think we we have, show to our listeners as well. So this is the book, We Are Music, an existential journey toward infinity. So would you like to introduce about this book in a short that the listeners will know about it?
Yes, of course. In fact, the origin of the book is connected to Universe of Sound. Back in 2018, Milya Kang, who is the co-director along with me of the festival, had a Universe of Sound festival in Singapore.
Right.
And I was invited to be the guest speaker. And I spoke about the connection of science and spirituality, and how in my own life, my life's experiences, that merger has been very much alive since I was a child. And in making that keynote speech, it co-aligned with my writing of a book about music. And so when I put together the notions of science and philosophy, spirituality, religions, cultures, neuroscience, even mathematics, but all the arts, dance and literature, linguistics, and music, and realize that we really are music, because it is our observation, our listening to the sound, our listening to the vibrations, and our creation of the music that makes it so. So the book is exploring that dimension, and it's really just a beginning. And I will say this, the more you know you don't know. So I spent a good maybe 10 years or more in researching for the book, but by the time I completed that and finished it, I felt it was just a beginning.
Socrates
and there's still so much more.
Yes, Socrates said that I know one thing, and that is I know nothing.
Yeah, I feel like I know nothing too, actually.
But when we talk about this book, what would you like to say that where the listeners will get this book, or where they can read this book from? So let's say about this.Here is this book available?
Well, it is available on Amazon.com, but it will also be available at the festival, and I'm offering a very great discount on it, and all the proceeds will go toward the Kathmandu Youth Orchestra.
So that means who will be the good scholar for this book, that they will definitely get benefit from this book? What will you say, the readers, about the readers? Yeah. What sort of readers will be benefited from this book?
I think anybody who is interested in the power of music and have been affected by music and want to explore that more. Why am I so moved by music? Why does it put me in a good mood? Or maybe why does it help me in life? Why does it make me feel more complete as a human being? What is it about music and sound?
Great. That's great. Yeah. So I would like to ask you another question, that this festival talks about sound as healing as well. How do you define the relationship between music and healing? Is this more of a musical event or a spiritual journey?
It's a musical spiritual journey. And it's actually
as a whole.
And also, I think healing has so many different dimensions, as does music. Healing can be at a psychological, spiritual level. It may be at a physiological level, maybe even maybe something like a headache. I don't want to make the claim that it's going to heal cancer, for example, but it does contribute to well-being. And also,
it has.
Yes.
But do you think fusion risks losing authenticity, or does it create something new?
Yeah, both. I think it can risk losing the depth, because when we look at the depth of cultures, it's infinite. The depth of Nepali culture is infinite and multivariate. And I'm very much aware of that, and that's why I feel extremely blessed, and along with Kailin, to be with the musicians themselves. And I was just commenting and working with the musicians and the singers then, that I can feel the vibrations of a deep culture, and that's there's an osmosis process that's going on, and I feel very, very blessed and honored and humbled to be in that.
So you were known for bridging Western, classical, and Asian music, Dr. Saple. So how is that reflected in this festival?
Well, I would start to say that this was a journey that began when I was a child. I was always quite interested, actually, in Indian music and Indian culture.
Yes.
But I've lived in Asia now more than half my life. So I've been in Asia for 40 years, 40 years. And so I don't feel like things are not simply something I've read in a book, but it's lived experience and through my travels. At home, I have a personal collection of about 300 Asian instruments, and many of which are from Nepal, actually, and they become a part of my life and my sonic world then. But above all, it's people like yourself, and that being in contact with the people themselves, and that becomes a part of you because we are connected.
But we have a rich tradition we have 165 around indigenous musical instruments, but we are 124 languages we speak, and I think it will be great to merge this music with your philosophy. Don't you think so? We have a very rich culture, and it can be merged along with. Is there any planning
absolutely.
Doing it so?
And I think in the bigger picture, the real message is that we are all one. We are all connected, interconnected, and not one culture dominates another culture. We're all equals in that sense. And I think particularly given the geopolitical nature of the world that we live in, and what we're presented by the media as what the world is today, I think.
The whole world entire world is mine, isn't it?
Well, that's right. It's all interconnected, and I think that's a major message of the festival, that we're all interconnected without losing the beauty of our individual culture.
Yes. Let's talk to Kai. Kai, there. I would like to ask you. You were known as a fiddler for peace. What does that title truly means to you?
Well, it's actually a nickname given to me by my friends because even as a kid, I already had the notion, as a young musician, I already had the notion that music is good.
Yes, music is life, everything.
Music can promote happiness, joy, unity, and all that stuff. So as I got older and got deeper into my musical training, I realized that, I really, really could dedicate, my practice to really consciously bringing that. So I started to have projects centered around the idea of using music and using performing arts to bring peace to the world.
Right.
Yeah. So hence my friends decided that this was a nickname.
Okay. We would like to listen from you, Kai, as well, because this is a great opportunity for our radio as well, because you are a great violinist as well as composer, cultural bridge builder. I think you will play this music in the concert as well, in our workshop as well, isn't it? You're going to present up there in this festival as well.
Yes, I'm very excited to be playing alongside the Kathmandu Youth Orchestra.
So what I mean to say is, you have spent decades connecting culture through music. What is the biggest challenges in building these, cultural bridges? Have you ever experienced a moment where music transcended language completely?
I'm sorry, I'm not quite understanding your question.
No, I'm asking you, what is the biggest challenge, first of all, in building these cultural bridges? First of all, let's go on to this.
I think the biggest challenge, and is a great problem actually for me, that it's so rich. The culture, the world culture is so rich. There's so many, like you're saying, like even in Nepali culture.
Yes.
Like,
to merge it with.
There's so many different dialects, different cultural backgrounds and what practices.
Yes.
So I think that's the immensity of that. There's so much to explore.
Yes, it's immense.
But it's great. But it's a great gift. So I'm excited. Because, I'll never be without something that I'm discovering. It's always something new.
That means, how do you see Nepal's traditional sound culture contributing to global music? We have a great space there. What do you think? Talking about Nepali traditional music, what is your experience?
Well, I'm definitely not an expert in Nepali music.
Yes.
I'm a perpetual student of world cultures. Right? So every place I have visited, I always am very interested to know what the music sounds like.
Yes.
So
you've worked in Europe, US a lot. Yes.
Yeah. So when I first came to Kathmandu in 2018, upon the invitation by John, I was very excited, to meet to meet Nepali musicians and to perhaps ask them to teach me the traditional music.
Okay. Kai,
yes.
Your work connects with peace, spirituality, and environmental harmony. Do you think these are linked up with each other? spirituality, environmental harmony, peace?
I think the first step towards peace is to be friends with the people around
Yes,
you, right?
yes.
So
Truly.
that's kind of what I try to do.
Yes.
So I'm very happy to have a new friend.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, so
Yes.
to really understand about my new friends, to
Yes.
ask them questions
Yes.
about things. So I think this is all related. So, and also, I always tell my students, like, when you go to a new culture, new country,
Yes.
find out what their language is, learn how to say I love you, I thank you, God bless you in those languages, and also learn the music,
Yeah. Yes.
So and the scenario of, like, you go to a Nepali party and you play Reshampiriri,
Yes.
and then everybody is happy, like everybody's like, oh wow, you know our culture.
Yes.
Let me find out about yours. So I think that's the
Great.
Yeah.
So, what can audiences actually expect from your performance in this festival? What do you think?
what kind of audience, I don't know. I mean, but I know what I will bring to this. I will bring all my entire heart and soul to this. I will bring my friendship.
So that means, will your music here be more, like meditative or experimental or orchestral? What do you think?
Well, it's a celebration. I mean, the main ensemble here that we are featuring is the Kathmandu Youth Orchestras and also
yes,
the local musicians, the Bansuri player.
And Dr. Sable has contributed a lot in Kathmandu.
And so Dr. John's orchestration of traditional Nepali songs, and myself.
And you've
as
done
well.
two.
I've done two as well. So that would be the focus. Yeah.
Okay, finally, one question. You received the Daniel Pearl Memorial Violin. What does that instrumental, represent in your journey?
It represents my committed effort
Yes.
in using music to promote peace and to bridge cultural differences. Yeah, because I think this is very needed, especially considering all the conflicts that we are experiencing in our world right now. I think this is very, very crucial.
Great. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a piece from the fellow who is honored with Daniel Pearl Memorial Violin. So I think he will surely enchant us with that violin sound. So let's hear from you. Yes, that'll be very nice, Kailin Yong.
So what should I play?
As you wish. A very, a favorite from your side, whatever you wish to.
I feel like now it's a very, as mentioned, there's a lot of conflict around happening in the world right now. There's a lot of serious, disagreements happening between countries and whatnot.
Right.
I feel like I just want to perhaps take this opportunity to send out some peaceful.
There's war going on, isn't it? So it has been all war we listen about.
Exactly.
So let's turn this into a piece.
So I want to send out. I want to use this opportunity to send out some positive vibrations into the
Sure,
world.
why not, sir?
Yeah,
Please.
so this is
We
a
would like to
little-
listen from you.
Little improvised piece. Peace for peace.
Peace for harmony, everything.
Yes,
Everything.
yes.
As you said, it's a personal relationship. Peace for our friendship as well.
Absolutely. And this is dedicated to our friendship as well.
Friendship as well.
Yes.
त श्रोता तथा दर्शक हामीसँग सुप्रसिद्ध विश्वका सुप्रसिद्ध भयोलिनिस्ट हुनुहुन्छ आज यहाँहरूले देखिरहनु भएको छ यो एउटा मौका हो अवसर हो हामीलाई पनि सुन्ने काइलिन योङ आज जो यो कुरा प्रस्तुति हुँदैछ यहाँलाई मैले जानकारी दिइहालेँ मिस नगर्नु होला यदि यो पिसलाई यहाँहरूले सुन्न चाहनुहुन्छ यस्तै किसिमको कुराहरू यहाँहरूले बुझ्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने अब हुँदैछ अब आउने यो वैशाखको 26 र 27 गते एउटा भव्य कार्यक्रम हुँदैछ र यो दूषित प्रिन्सेस काठमाडौँ नेपालमा हुन गएको छ लाजिमपाडमा छ यो राडिसन होटलको छेउमा यहाँलाई थाहै छ र त्यहाँ गएर यहाँहरूले दिनभरि इन्जोय गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ एउटा how they can participate in this program. Do you have tickets or how they can go and participate in your musical festival over here?
Yes, there are some numbers there that they could call.
Okay.
To make reservations. for it.
Reservations there.
Yeah, QR code.
Okay,
And
QR
there's
code.
also a QR code.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. So अब यसको बारेमा हामीले जानकारी यहाँलाई अवगत गराउनेछौँ यसको बारेमा अहिलेको लागि भने हामी एउटा एकदमै सुन्नेछौँ असाध्यै सुदिङ म्युजिक फ्रम आवर भेरी स्पेसल गेस्ट काइलिन योङ. सो लेट्स बिगिन. That was incredible, mind-blowing performance by none other than international violinist, the Kailin Yong. So that was truly very, very divine presentation from his side. We really enjoyed it. श्रोता तथा दर्शक कस्तो राम्रो उहाँले बजाइदिनु भयो कि रेशम फिरिरीको म्युजिकमा उडेर जाउँ कि डाँडामा भन्ज्याङ रेशम फिरिरी. म्युजिक हेज नो ल्याङ्ग्वेज. वास्तवमा यसैबाट बुझिन्छ कि इन्टरनेसनल प्रेजेन्टर्सहरूको कस्तो हुन्छ उहाँहरूको प्रेजेन्टेसन भन्ने बारेमा हेर्नका लागि अब यहाँहरूले यो फुल प्रेजेन्टेसन, दिस इज जस्ट अ ट्रेलर का लागि यहाँहरूले इन्जोय गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ. हाम्रो युनिभर्स अफ साउन्ड स्याकर्ड हिमालय 2026 भेरी इन्क्रेडिबल प्रोग्राम गोइङ अन द्याट. र यो दूषित प्रिन्सेस काठमाडौँ नेपालमा हुन गइरहेको छ अब आउने वैशाखको 26 र 27 गते. याद गर्नुहोला, बिहान 9:30 बजेदेखि 5:30 बजेसम्मको वर्कसप हुनेछ. र यसको बारेमा जानकारी, अधिक जानकारी लिनुको लागि, टिकटिङको लागि यहाँहरूले आयोजकहरूलाई पनि सम्पर्क गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ. मैले यहाँहरूलाई स्क्रोलिङमा पनि दिनेछु. 9 9851216333 एकदम इजी नम्बर 9851216333 इज अ नम्बर यो नम्बरमा यहाँहरूले सम्पर्क गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ सबिन मुनिकारजीलाई सबिन मुनिकारजी पनि संयोगले हामीसँगै आज हुनुहुन्छ तर उहाँलाई यहाँ उपस्थित गराउन सकिएन उहाँ आयोजक हुनुहुन्छ यो टिकटका लागि उहाँलाई यो सम्पर्क पनि गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ सबिन मुनिकारजी इज अलवेज देयर वन्स अगेन 9851216333 वेल अब यो जानकारी सँगसँगै यदि यो स्पिरिचुअल म्युजिकलाई यहाँहरूले सुन्न चाहनुहुन्छ बुझ्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने भन्ने कुरा हो अब I will move on to once again Dr. Saple. Dr. Saple there. So that was very fantastic music and we have other performers as well in this program. We have lots of performers there who are performing in this, So would you like to say something about those performers who are going to perform in this presentation as well? What sort of, music overall is going on there so that people can enjoy?
Okay, I'd like to start with a little story, something that happened yesterday at the rehearsal.
Okay.
During the break, our sarenge player, I think you may know him, Bharat Nepali.
Okay, Nepali.
Yeah.
Sarungi player.
Yes, sarenge player. During the break, I noticed that Kailin had the sarenge himself and they were having a session between them.
Right.
And Kailin was exploring the instrument and I thought that was really beautiful and it made me realize that the real things happen in between the cracks.
Okay.
Maybe not even at the formal events itself, but in a conversation or something in between something else.
Yes,
I think these are the really live moments of interaction. And I thought that was a very wonderful, just a window to something right there. Something I was commenting on the way here too is that there's a feeling of culture. Culture is not simply what's obvious. Like music is not just the sound, it's the feeling that comes with the sound then. And there's a depth of culture in that. So in working with these musicians and our singers, there's a feeling of that culture. It exudes that culture. And I think we will feel that. But we'll also feel perhaps this additional aspect. And something I want to add, this is not meant to be simply a concert that we come in and listen to, but it's experiential. And maybe I'll talk about my own composition here called Waves of Love.
And so you'll be presenting it in the last day, I believe.
Yes.
You will be addressing the show as well, and you will be presenting in 27th. You will be presenting in
on the 10th.
Yes. In the second day, I believe.
Yes, that's right. On the second day. That's right. This is at the KYO, the Kathmandu Youth Orchestra concert, and there's a work called Waves of Love, and that's where the title actually comes from.
Yes.
And the piece is meant as a very interactive piece with the audience. So I think the audience is going to have a very new experience with this.
As he brings that violin, you cannot bring your big piano over here. But
I wish I could.
John actually plays the violin as well.
I do play the violin.
You do play violin.
Yeah. But in this work...
Just joke apart.
There is this sense that vibration, we are all vibrations. You are vibration. Those listening to this podcast are vibrations. The podcast is a vibration. What we listen to, the music is vibration. Everything is vibration. So music is vibration on top of vibration interacting, and that's a resonance. There's resonance there. So in this, I'm going to have some audience participation. Very, very simple. The audience will be singing on Om. And as the orchestra builds in this grand climax, almost like a cosmic breath that goes to a climax. And then I'm going to have a very special entry. I don't want to reveal too much, but a special procession will happen at the climax of this, and there will be an event that changes everything around in terms of where the music is going.
And
then from there, we're going to go into a complete silence, because we don't often realize or pay attention to the silence that comes after the piece. For example, and for us and the listeners, after Kailin played his beautiful improvisation, there was this little moment of silence. And I asked, how did you feel? How did you, the listeners there, how did you feel in that moment of silence?
That means a lot.
Yes. And he played the pizzicato. It was a chord that he played. And that you feel something.
Yes.
And then there's this aura of residue of something that lasts in the silence.
Definitely.
So I'm exploring this and expanding that silence to a meditative state.
Yes. So while talking about meditation and peace, but how do you relate it with Gautam Buddha was born in Nepal, and how do you think it relates with our eternal peace with Buddha's philosophy?
Very much.
How do you describe it?
Very, very much. And I think particularly in that, for me personally, the notion of emptiness.
Yes.
That notion that this is all coming from Maya, and what happens when we can transcend that, if it's possible, and I believe it is, to transcend the Maya, or in scientific terms, to exit space-time. And I believe that is possible, and music gives us that possibility.
Great, you are in a land of Buddha. But,
Indeed, indeed, one feels it.
Well, anyways, I would like to ask you a question sharply, that, the program includes, as you talked before, that sound, science, and consciousness. And is there real scientific evidence behind this sound healing?
Yes.
And you a scholar there?
Yes. Well, we have a biomedical physicist, Dr. Arjun Acharya, from University in Kathmandu, who will come speak to us.
Yes.
And he will address this topic of resonance and the effect of vibration on the brain. There is a neurological thing that has actually happened. And there's a lot of extraordinary scientific endeavor to look at topics such as consciousness. What is consciousness? And is it actually, what's happening in the brain itself? And is there a quantum process that this is happening?
Yes.
Yeah. So, yes, the answer is yes.
Answer is yes. Yes. What should a first-time participant expect, emotionally or physically from this festival?
To tune in themselves, to take a deep breath and to take in and respond to it as their own consciousness does, and to allow their own inner world to interact. And it's a chance to open that up, investigate that. I think we get so busy that we don't really pay attention to ourselves or listen to ourselves. So this is that kind of moment that it really does afford.
Yes. त यहाँले थाहा पाइहाल्नुभयो श्रोता तथा दर्शक, अब मैले भन्नै पर्ने हुन्छ कि त्यहाँ थुप्रै त्यस्ता व्यक्तित्वहरू हुनुहुन्छ जसले यो प्रेजेन्टेसनमा सहभागी पनि जनाउँदै हुनुहुन्छ, सहभागिता जनाउँदै हुनुहुन्छ। उहाँहरू जस्तो कि अब मैले भन्नुपर्ने हुन्छ, नुच्छे मुनिकार इज तबलिस्ट, percussionist, rhythm educator, as well as Durga Mani Maran is choreographer, dance researcher, as well as educator. Brabhim Maharjan is there, sound healing practitioner, educator. Rajan Maharjan, sound healing practitioner, educator is there. Kripa Bajracharya, Kumari dance performer, choreographer. So will enchant the viewers and listeners there. And Kathmandu Youth Orchestra is of course there, renowned for its distinctive artistic vision. The orchestra has pioneered a unique fusion sound, so seamlessly blending the structure and textures of Western classical music with the melodic and rhythmic tradition of Nepal and Newari folk music. You've been associated with this, Kathmandu Youth Orchestra, Dr. Jones Sable. Would you like to say something about this Kathmandu, like to relate with Kathmandu Youth Orchestra?
Yes, I would. I think it's providing something extraordinary for those who are participating, first of all, for the players. They're very dedicated, and I think along Sabin Munikar and also Nuche Munikar have contributed a great deal to building a community, and there's a wonderful sense of community that goes beyond music. I mean, it's very social, it's communal, it's food as well, and you can't talk about Nepal without talking about food, right? And momo and dal bhat. Love it. I just love it.
Yes.
And so this sense of community is wonderful, and it's growing. I actually see it as growing, and I think that this particular concert is unique, I think, in the landscape.
How many times did you perform with this band, with this Kathmandu Orchestra?
This will be my fourth time.
Fourth time. Yes. Great.
So,
You're really contributing with Kathmandu Youth Orchestra. So what is your future plan with them?
Oh, that's a great question. I think they do have a wonderful future, but I would hope that they're able to secure funding. I think I would have to say, I think this is not a secret that funding is always an issue for the arts, and many of us are doing this even out of our own pockets. We're not earning out of this. We're doing this out of our own pockets. At
the end of the day, money matters.
It does, especially to fund something like this. I think public donations, government support is a very important thing.
is
for this.
needed.
So we would
Yes,
hope
yes,
that-
yes.
that
र
goes.
हामी सरकारी अपेक्षा पनि गर्छौँ यस्ता किसिमका इन्टरनेसनल लेभलका आर्टिस्टहरूलाई जोइन गराउने काठमाडौँ युथ अर्केस्ट्रा जस्तोले अगाडि बढ्नुपर्छ भन्ने हाम्रो ध्येय पनि हो वेल म कुराकानी गर्दै थिएँ अब यो फेस्टिभल सिरियलका बारेमा यसको रुट्स एन्ड अवेकनिङ हो र यो 2 दिन हुँदैछ याद गर्नुहोला कि यो 9th May 2026मा Saturday 9:30 PM 9:30 AM to 5:30 PM that will be the first day a journey into ancient sound and embodied movement and the second day will be science soul and symphony it's going on 10th May 2026 Sunday the path of resonance and renewable so that will be from 10 AM to 8:30 PM so अब यसको लागि त मैले जानकारी पनि दिइहालेँ यहाँलाई म स्क्रोलिङमा पनि राख्ने छु र युट्युबमा पनि उपलब्ध गराउने छु यसको बारेमा एउटा विशेष कार्यक्रम हुँदैछ भन्ने बारेमा हामीले जानकारी पनि गरायौँ यहाँनिर सो डाक्टर साहबले so similar question to both of you so do you believe music can heal society or does it only heal the individuals from you
I think if it can heal, if you can feel the healing properties within yourself, then for sure it's going to work for others as well.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
just got to find the right way to enter into this this space together. Yeah, I think it comes with a certain openness about spirituality, about each other, about differences, acceptance. Yeah.
So, but I'm sure that as you played Resam Feriri, it will definitely, make a good coordination with the Nepalese people as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm very sure about it. So, well, anyways, Dr. Jones Hapley, once again, I would like to ask you one thing: that how important is the role of young musicians, especially in the events like this?
Oh, that's very important because I think we always understand that
Because we have to teach them.
the future
Yes,
is
future
in the
is
youth,
that.
right? It's in the youth, and it's what we are able to.
And at this time, we have a
disseminate
youth
to get-
government as well.
That's right. That's right.
Yes,
That's
yes,
right. That's
yes.
right. Exactly. And I think that, particularly in the world that we live in, the power of music and the power of the arts, including dance, is extremely important to empower our young people
Yes, yes.
with this message because it like as you said earlier, it unites us, and I think definitely as a society. I'd like anybody who's listening now to think that when you sing together with others, take for example the beautiful Nepali national anthem. I love it. It's so beautiful.
सयौं थुङ्गा फुलका हामी
Exactly.
एउटै माला नेपाली yes
And
yes
who in Nepal would not sing it and feel something and feel connected? So I think
Yes,
that's a
yes.
great example
Yes,
of
right,
how when
right,
we
right.
sing together, we are united. We are, for that moment, we are connected.
great thing so what impact can this festival have on Nepal's culture future as a whole
Oh, that sounds so big. So grandiose. I don't want to be so pretentious to think that it will. But I think at the individual level, if you have one spark in one individual, that
Yes,
one
it
spark
matters.
can trigger
trigger
a revolution
the whole-
of happenings.
Yes. That's what I mean. So tell us about once again the finale. I'm moving on to the finale, Waves of Love. Please elaborate it. What makes it special as well at the end?
Well, at the very end of the concert, we're doing some dafa music, ancient music, basant, and it's based on springtime, and that was something that even the players did not know as well. This ancient music, Nepali music, that was brought to my attention by Sabin, then, and I
Sabin,
appreciate
okay,
greatly his work. In fact, he's coming out with a new book, Songs of Nepal,
Okay.
and in which he has he has put into notation and description many of Nepal's very important songs and some that are not so known, like dafa music, ancient
Dafa.
dafa music, and that's what we're ending with, which I
great.
believe is very uplifting.
त यहाँले पनि इन्जोय गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ या जस्तो कि डक्टर जोन साहबले ग्रेट पियानिस्ट सिङ्गापुर अमेरिकामा यस्तो ठुलो उहाँले रेपुटेसन जुन कमाउनु भएको छ र नेपालीलाई माया गर्नुहुन्छ र काठमाडौँ युथ अर्केस्ट्रासँगको उहाँको निरन्तर प्रयास जारी पनि छ एउटा इन्टरनेसनल लेभलमा नेपालको म्युजिकलाई पनि ब्लेन्ड गर्ने चाहना गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ उहाँले एउटा एकदमै कमेन्डेबल कुरा हो सो वाट मेसेज डक्टर साहबले डु यु वान्ट द अडियन्स टु टेक होम आफ्टर द कन्सर्ट
One word. I put it in one word.
Okay.
Do you have any idea what that word might be?
And what is that word?
Love.
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 Okay. Great. love and love everywhere.
Love.
So, on a personal level, how has your journey with Nepal influenced your music? Tell me about that.
Okay, that's great. My first time in Nepal was 2016, and at the invitation of a friend. This was the year after the earthquake, and I came to do a charity
2015
concert.
after.
Yeah, so this was and so I did a charity concert, and it was there that I met the musicians that I'm now working with, and since I was a child, I actually had the desire to come to Nepal. So this was already the fulfillment of a dream. But the connection with the sounds, especially mantras, chanting, both Buddhist and Hindu temples, and the chanting has had a strong impact on me. And subsequently, singing bowls have.
Okay.
Yeah.
If same questions go to you, Kai, what would you say? That, what message do you want the audience to take home after your concert? And as well as in your personal level, how has your journey with Nepal influenced your music, do you believe?
For the first question, John has already taken my answer.
Sure.
So.
Love. That is love. That is love. That is love. Love. No doubt.
Love is universal.
And the second, and the answer of second question, I expect from you. And what is the answer for second question?
Which is
how has your journey with Nepal influenced your music?
So specifically, it's in the friendship that I've developed, the brotherhood, with Sabine, with Nuche, with
yes, that is the way. Yes, so many that.
So for me, that is very meaningful. The fact that we developed this universal brotherhood, with everybody, with people who might look different from us, who might have come from the different backgrounds. So to me, that is an affirmation of what I've always believed in what love can do, what friendship can do, what music, the arts can do, is to unite us all. So
how many times you've been in Nepal?
This is my second time, right? I believe.
And there's a second
the
time.
first time was with Dr. John in 2018.
Oh, that's great.
So I was, for me, this time was a great reunion because it's 8 years.
Okay.
It was 8 years since I last saw some of these beautiful faces.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nepal once is not enough.
I'm discovering that, and
Yes, don't you think so? So I think we are running out of time. I think we have to wrap up the show. As I would like to ask Dr. John Chapley, do you have any bottom lines regarding your show, and as well as do you have to say anything to our listeners, our viewers there? And we have a great compliments from our listeners as well on Facebook. We are going live on Facebook as well as YouTube, TikTok, and everywhere we are. Sarmila Maharjan is saying great.
Sabine's wife.
Okay, Sabine's wife, Sabine Monika's wife. She's saying that there's a great program going on. Dhakal Dharmaraj, Paudal MP, thank you all of you for your great compliments there as we go on live. So finally, Kapil Kaswal is also there. He's also a musician, a singer, and a renowned personality, media personality as well. Do you have to say anything? Bottom
Yes,
line.
I would like to add to that. And in building on what Kailin was saying, it's about people ultimately. More than music, it's about people. And so in coming to this festival, you're opening the possibility of meeting other people meeting you, and interacting even at an international level. I think there are about 14 of us coming from Singapore, and this possibility of interaction, which I think is a very important part of where humanity is at to know. We need to meet each other and to know each other and to appreciate each other and to make friends with each other. Then peace can come.
That's great bottom line. And anything from your side? Do you want to say something, Kai?
Come to the
festival and enjoy.
I want to meet you. I want to be your friends. I want to play music for you.
And to get to know you.
Yes, of course. त यो निम्तो सँगसँगै अब भने कार्यक्रमबाट बिदा माग्नुपर्ने बेला भइसकेको छ र साथसाथै हाम्रा कोअर्डिनेटर शिव गौतमलाई पनि धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छौँ हाम्रो गेस्ट अतिथिका लागि र साथसाथै आजको हाम्रो कार्यक्रममा साथ दिनुहुने मित्र सबिन मुनिकारजी संयोजक हुनुहुन्छ कार्यक्रमका उहाँको नम्बर पनि मैले भनिसकेँ 9851216333 र यो पनि याद गर्नु गर्नुहोला यो नम्बर र यहाँहरूले कल गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ एट एनी टाइम। यदि स्पिरिचुअल म्युजिकको पारखी हुनुहुन्छ भने देयर आर द ग्रेट भेटरन आर्टिस्ट ओभर हियर। यहाँहरूलाई मैले सम्पूर्ण कुरा अवगत गराइसकेको छु र साथसाथै कार्यक्रमका प्राविधिक सहयोगी साथी रोज थापालाई पनि प्राविधिक संयोजनको लागि हार्दिक धन्यवाद दिँदै क्यामेरा पर्सन एडिटरका रूपमा रहनुभएका शरण हुमागाईले पनि हार्दिक धन्यवाद दिँदै आजको यो समग्र प्याकेजबाट म हेम सुवेदी पनि बिदा चाहन्छु। बाई बाई, ह्याभ अ वन्डरफुल डे एन्ड रिमेम्बर म्युजिक इज लाइफ, म्युजिक इज एभ्रिथिङ। नमस्ते फ्रम all of us.
Namaste.
Namaste.
कर्ण प्रिय सुना, कर्ण प्रिय गुना, कर्ण प्रिय धुना, एक असल श्रोता हुन रेडियो आहा नै चुना।
Radio Aaha 104.5 MHz, the perfect theater of your mind. Radio Aaha 104.5 MHz, all audio, hear awesome. सम्पूर्ण स्वर, संगीत, सुर, लय र तालमा